Hey guys, trade recap time. So this is the trade that I took, but let's start from the beginning. So what happened? So over the weekend we saw news come out, the Iran Trump war or Iran US war, it's coming to an end. So we get a huge gap up right here. This is on the 4-hour chart. There's a gap on NQ, gap on ES. So now what I got was there was no way we're gonna go down. The thing that I noticed over time is that when there is a new week opening gap like this, if it doesn't get filled through the Asia and London session, then it probably will not get filled during the New York session of Monday. And it's just gonna get filled another day throughout the week, or maybe weeks go on. So for me, once I saw this, that it just continued to go up, I was automatically bullish. I'm like, price is just gonna go up and it's not gonna come down to retest this gap. I didn't think that. So so let's say when market did open, so here this is the 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. 4-hour candle. Price, it was bullish. Yeah, we could have said, okay, it could come down here, but what highs did it really take? This is a daily high that I noted out. So it's like, this is a significant high. This high had already been taken. So if it wanted to retrace, it should have done after taking this high, not to go higher and then get closer to this high. So I was looking. The 1 hour was also bullish. So when market opens, I go to the 5-minute. Let me delete these so we could do it like live almost. Let's delete this. Okay, so the market opens at 9:30. Let me put it at 9:30. This is 9:30 open. Right here, 9:30. So 9:30 opens, price, it's kind of like a wiki candle both ways. But the 5-minute was already bullish from before the market opened. So for me, since I'm already bullish, I don't think there's any sign of a retrace on the high time frame. I'm like, all I need to wait for is a 5-minute retrace into 5-minute confluence, and then 1-minute break back up, and I'm entered. So what are the 5-minute confluences? So there's the gap here, which was before market open, but we wanted to wait. So here, gap here. This is a gap. Well, this was a lot after market open. So this was the gap. And this was the gap from market open. So what am I looking for? A retrace. So what do we see here? Price comes into this fair value gap and even on ES. So pretty simple. We just go down to the 1-minute. And we see, okay, did price break down on this retrace on the 1-minute? And it did. This is the low right here. This is a low right here. So it broke down. Now all I'm waiting for is a break back up. So this is a high followed by a low candle. So this is the high. So there's a 1-minute break of structure right here. So once it breaks, it's at 9:41. It's not too early into market open. It's 11 minutes after. You enter, put the stop at the low of the retrace, and I was targeting the daily highs. Now the reason I'm targeting these daily highs was because if you look at the 4-hour, there was no other highs to target. We had already hit these highs. So it's like, what's the next high time frame on a high to hit? It's this one. Now the 1 hour, is there a high to target? These highs were already taken. This was the 4-hour high. So the daily high is the next target. The 15-minute. Let's make this bigger. The 15-minute, these are the 4-hour highs. There was a 15-minute high here, but this is all imbalanced price action. It's just straight down candles. So to me, what that tells me is that price is just gonna want to take it out quickly. It's gonna go up really fast because it's all imbalanced. Whereas if there was highs, you could take highs, price could take the high, retrace a bit, then continue going up, or completely reverse. But here there's no highs. And then the 5-minute, I don't usually use 5-minute highs for targets, but if you want to look at even the 5-minute, these are all down candles again, all imbalanced price action. So it's just gonna continue to blast past these candles. So for me, the daily high was like inevitable if we were bullish. If we were bearish, then of course the highs wouldn't have been taken. But since we were, to me, it was completely bullish, this high was inevitable to get hit. So now the reason why I took NQ over ES, because ES still had the retrace, right? So ES had the retrace here. And okay, let's mark out the trade on ES, right? So this is where ES retraced. It retraced here, but it didn't break down actually. I'm just noticing that now. It didn't break down. But either way, if you wanted to catch where NQ, this is where I entered on NQ. I entered here and I put the stop at the low. This was the low of the retrace, and then I would have targeted these 4-hour highs because ES didn't hit the 4-hour highs yet. But this trade would have made us get stopped out right away, actually, like 2 minutes in. Now, the reason why I liked NQ better is because if you look at the higher time frame, ES had not even taken out these highs before market open. Compared to NQ, it did. So for me, NQ was more bullish, right? Obviously, it had more power and more volatility going to the upside. So when I'm looking at that, I'd rather take the one that has more volume so that it could have an easier path to the targets. Whereas ES, you would have to target lower highs. You don't know if it's going to hit, if there's going to be an SMT. And if there is going to be an SMT, the lagging index is going to be the one that's not going to hit all the targets, which in this case, ES never came to this daily high, whereas NQ did. So that's why NQ was the preferred index in my opinion. And yeah, it took kind of a while to hit. I entered at what, 941? So yeah, 941 we entered. Then price, it kind of chopped around here a bit. And then it just, like you could see, it just uptrend until the TP. So it was just a perfect trade. Yeah, you could have gotten scared here. I wasn't really scared because, you know, it's just what it is, you know. Also, you're getting into the market. So it's just you hold the position and it goes to the high, which you are targeting. So to me, this was a perfect trade. Honestly, just like it followed everything. The bias was spot on. Retrace, 1 minute break of structure, target. And it was just simple. It was a simple A+ setup in my opinion. NQ was leading, ES was lagging, and we got a 2.67 RR. So I can't complain. So now, what I would be looking for in this week following is NQ. I know the war is kind of over, or whatever you want to call it, but is NQ gonna take out all-time highs? This is all-time highs. So if we go on the daily chart, these are all-time highs. Are we gonna go take these highs out this week, or are we gonna retrace first and then go? So that's like, we gotta wait for the rest of the day. It's only 3 o'clock now, EST. So I would have to see if price wants to retrace and then continue going up, or if it's gonna continue going up and either blast past the highs or take these highs then retrace. The thing is, there could be a potential SMT here, right? Because NQ took the highs. So I think if this 4-hour candle closes down, we could get a little retrace It doesn't have to be all the way to this new week opening gap. Like, it's pretty far from the new week opening gap where we are now. Like, if we see where price is now to the new week opening gap, it's like 650 points, you know? So it's like, do we reach these lows? But again, I only trade market in a New York session, like the AM session. So I have time to see what happens throughout the day, throughout the night, before I make my decision. So we'll see what happens throughout the week and the weeks coming, and I'll keep you guys updated. I'm gonna do trade recaps every day. If I take a trade, if I don't take a trade, I won't do a trade recap. But if there's a significant move, or if something happened, I just couldn't catch a trade and I got the bias right, maybe I'll just pop up a video and explain what I was thinking. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we'll see what happens throughout the week, and I'll keep you guys updated.